Hey Jonathan, hey Brandon. So this is continuous autofocus. I have the ISO set to 800 and white balance is set to cloudy. So I'm starting kind of in a little bit of a low light scenario here. I'll just see what that does. So it should continuous autofocus. Well, that was so fast that I couldn't even get it through. Granted, another thing I'm noticing is that now that I pressed record, the zoom function is slower. So it is much faster, and the autofocus seems to be not as good as it was. I did that by pressing the shutter halfway down, but when if you use this as a broadcast camera, let me see if I can get this spider web here. You can pretty much see right through it. There's a spider web right there. But yeah, when I'm using this, if you were to use this as a broadcast camera, you wouldn't be in the recording mode, which when it's not in the recording mode, it is miles faster than this. That actually kept the autofocus all the way. That's funny. Okay. This one was pretty funny earlier. So that kept it, and then I just reset it to see if you had to, and you don't. It also looks better when it's not recording to the SD card. Like, this looks good, but it actually looks even better when it's not. Wow, that is so sharp. Look at that. So it kept the autofocus. By the time I got to zoom there, it had already done it. That's wild. But yeah, it already, when you're in recording, the zoom is so slow that the autofocus keeps up by the time it even gets there. See? Like, that was the autofocus, and by the time we reached the chair, it had already locked on. Here's some leaves. Let's see what we can get with that. Yeah, wow. And this is just the recording mode. When you're monitoring, the zoom is so fast, and then the autofocus is really fast, but the autofocus is not faster than the zoom when you're in monitor mode. So that's something to note, is that it's not as fast. Like, meaning that the zoom, if I wasn't recording, see, I have to record it to show you, but if I was able to just record the screen, if I had like an Atmos Ninja or something like that to show you, like, the zoom is like 5 times as fast. I'm already there, and then it's already focused. Like, it would get there. Earlier when I zoomed in on this thing, it got there, and then about a half a second after I got to this zoom point, it had autofocused on that thing right there. This is a pretty far range. This backyard is humongous at our house. So I'm standing right here at the house, and that's a good, I don't know, 200 feet away, 150 feet, 200 feet, I don't know. It's really far. And that's the extent of the zoom range. This thing over here, wow, that was fast too. Trying to get something that at the extent of the zoom range that's close enough in the depth of field to be like a person's face, like they're on screen. Oh, this was good. And that's pretty much razor sharp. So the only thing that I think is automated along with the focus right now and the setting that I've set it on is the shutter. And I think that you want it to do that because when you get further in the zoom range, it's gonna bring up the shutter, not the shutter, what am I saying? The aperture, I'm sorry, the iris. The iris is going to change, and I think I might even have the shutter in a kind of an automated setting. I don't really remember, but this seems to be like a really good setting because everything is smooth all the way. And then I think it's probably better to set your ISO to like a fixed ISO, and then I set the white balance to cloudy. I think that you should do that too. Like, I don't know that you want to do auto white balance on stage. I don't know, man. This test, I think, yeah, I can't imagine anything better than this, to be honest. It's so fast, and I'm recording. I mean, by the time I was there, it had already done it. That's nuts. Okay.